Hello, Star Wars unboxing fans. Welcome to a very special episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, and I do not have anything to unbox today. No. Instead, I have information to share, and my reactions there too. Hasbro just had their Fan First Wednesday event, which took place on Wednesday, April 6th. I believe that it was 1 p.m., I think. I'm never able to attend and see the live streams just because of my job, but I was able to kind of see what was going on. Actually, yeah, it was Wednesday, and this video will be released a few days, if not a week or so after the fact. But I think that's good because I can also kind of give you my thoughts, as well as let you know if I was able to acquire them. Because as we all know, anybody who's a collector these days is that Hasbro can be very hit or miss when it comes to the distribution of toys, figures, action figures, both Black Series and Vintage Collection, and we'll see how it goes. So they released a ton. First of all, just to kind of in general stuff, they released a ton of figures, figure announcements. Of course, these announcements are for pretty much within 6 months to a year away or longer, and that can be frustrating. I won't lie. I get it. I understand it. Except for the fact that a lot of the figures are simply retools or repaints. And, again, this is the collector's frustration. Now, I do understand Hasbro's position, okay, as a toy company. Creating anything with the price of oil going up, creating anything with plastic is getting, buckets and buckets more money. So there's a lot of profit lost whenever you have to try to create something brand new. I get that. So they do what they can to retool and utilize arms and legs and torsos and maybe only have to resculpt heads. And even then, it could be kind of pricey, so maybe just repaint heads. So I get the reasoning behind it. It doesn't change the fact that it can be frustrating when collectors are looking to find, and increase and enhance their collections, okay? What was good about these announcements was that they focused mainly on the two most common series that people collect, Black Series and the Vintage Collection. Black Series being the 6-inch, the Vintage Collection being the figures on a vintage card, vintage-looking card, and that's wonderful. We're as a collector, a 50-year-old collector, it's something that I get excited about. I know a lot of other people get excited about it. So. But in one of the things that we didn't see, there were no more HasLab announcements. There were no large-scale vehicles announced or playsets or anything of that nature. So now, of course, you never know. Those things can come down the line when they're ready to announce them. Maybe they just weren't ready to do that today. And it's very different for toy companies these days, too. I get that as well. With the change of not having Toy Fair anymore or now being moved into the fall, starting in 2023. Everything's going to just kind of adjust, so we'll have to wait and see. So what did they announce? And this is in no particular order. I'm actually utilizing I do receive the press release from Hasbro, so I can kind of talk about it, and I can show you some photos, which is why my camera is skewed off to my right, okay, so that you can see here some of the imagery that was going on. I'm not going to go crazy with it. There are plenty of sites that go into the nitty-gritty detail, but I will give you my thoughts. Okay, so we first start off with the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Sergeant Creel figure. Okay, this is again a Black Series. Okay, two entertainment inspired accessories. I love that. Sergeant Creel, formerly Undercover Agent 5241, serves as a leader of the elite group of Scar Troopers Task Force 99 under the direct command of Darth Vader. Okay, so there's Sergeant Creel. Okay, so it looks good. I was able, and it looks like a great figure. I don't collect all the clone variant types of figures or Stormtrooper variant types of figures. What I do instead is just kind of pick and choose, and if I see something that's different enough, and I pick it up. I did pick this one up. I should say I did pre-order this one. I was successfully able to pre-order it. I do have to say that a lot of these figures were non-exclusives, and that made things so much easier. Thank you, Hasbro, for listening. Okay, we don't need it. We don't need so many exclusives. Okay, and it's nice to be able to pick them up. All right, our next one. We're gonna jump. We're gonna jump into the vintage collection. Okay, so this 3 3/4 inch figurine Dan or figurine Dan or Diane or however you say it. There's been a lot of talk with people. Is it Diane or Don or Dan? I go with figurine Dan. And the reason I say figurine Dan is because if you've ever not listened to the radio drama We Don't Do Weddings, The Band's Tale, it's based on the story from, I believe it was Star Wars Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina. It's a great anthology of short stories dealing with all the different characters that you see in the Mos Eisley Cantina and what they were dealing with when the whole Luke, Han, Obi-Wan, Chewie conversation took place, and Han taking out Greedo and everything else, and what they were all doing. And it's a fantastic story, and it's Legends now. It's not officially canon, but they did a radio drama, and it was fantastic. Now I'm a musician and a music educator, so this kind of helped a little bit because they actually, they're talking about getting a wedding gig and all this other stuff. It's bizarre and bonkers and a lot of fun. But in that story arc, when you're watching and listening, they say figurine Dan. There it is. I'm going with it. Anyway, so this is really exciting for many Star Wars collectors because it's not a figure. It is a figure you imagine would have been on the original 1970s and 80s vintage figure lineup, and it never was. In fact, I remember getting very excited back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, when people were just starting to customize figures, and I started to see, when the internet was new, I started seeing people's photos of them just taking Sculpey and sculpting a Cantina band member. We didn't even have a name back then, unless you read checked out the West End Star Wars role-playing game. They kind of made up source books that had character names. So this is now finally a vintage collection on a New Hope card. Okay, figurine Dan, the rockin' frontman of the all-Bith band, the Modal Nodes. His deft playing on the clue horn for the band earned him the nickname Fiery Figurine. Highly posable, realistic details. Okay, so it does look like includes 3 entertainment-inspired accessories. Now, I've heard rumor that they are going to release a 5-pack, but if you want it on the vintage card, this is the one you got to get. So I did put in an order for this one, was able to snag it. Okay, I think they're still for sale, so that's a good thing. Staying in the 3 3/4 inch, we have the Mandalorian Death Watch Airborne Trooper figure. Okay, so this is vintage collection on our Mandalorian card. Death Watch Airborne Trooper figure is inspired by the character in the Clone Wars. Warrior clans of Mandalore are believed to have been wiped out ages ago, but as the Clone Wars swept the galaxy, the Mandalorians were resurrected and their legendary armor that was feared across the galaxy with their legendary armor. Okay, so looks like it has 4 entertainment-inspired accessories. I'm assuming they're talking about blasters, backpack, those kind of things. Again, you can see it on the photo. I'm sure some of it will appear there. So that's great. This is great for troop building. I hope that I've been actually enjoying the 4-packs that Hasbro's been selling, just because it's such a great way to easily troop build. So I'm hoping that they'll start doing that with the Mandalorians, because a lot of them, particularly the Death Watch, they made some really cool appearances in the Mandalorian towards the end of the first season. So it'd be kind of cool to see. All right, moving on. Another vintage collection, 3 3/4 inch Mandalorian Super Commando Captain figure. Okay, now it's interesting that, I guess. Now I'm not sure. I guess we'll look. You have to look on the picture for clarification, because I'm only looking at text right now. I don't have the pictures in front of me, but I don't know if this has Mandalorian or Clone Wars. I think it's the Clone Wars, because I don't believe the Mandalorian Super Commando figures existed in the Mandalorian, so they existed in Clone Wars. I think the other one's probably a Clone Wars too, but they kind of flipped in both, so you could probably see them both. But Maul's Mandalorian modified, they call it Maul's Mandalorian. When Darth Maul, this is from the Clone Wars, when he was kind of in charge of this sect of the Mandalorians, they kind of put fashioned horns on top of their helmets. Really cool looking. I will say that a lot of these vintage collection figures, this is a great one to get a case pack, because with a case pack you get double of a couple, but getting double of the Mandalorian clone commandos is great, and because instant troop building, so it's a good thing. Okay, these super commandos wear red and black and sometimes fashion horns on top of their helmets to better resemble their Knight Brother leader. Comes with 4 entertainment-inspired accessories. 4, count them, 4. It's funny that's not considered a deluxe figure these days. All right, jump back to some Black Series. 6-inch gaming grates, RC1207 or ZEV. Okay, and this is from the game the Republic. This is the Republic Commando video game. Anybody watch my channel know I'm not a gamer. I do collect some of the gaming grates. I did not purchase this one yet. That's not to say that I won't. I just didn't purchase it yet. So throughout the Clone Wars, Delta Squad featured RC1207 or 1207 called Zev as the squad sniper. Fans and collectors can display this fully articulated feature featuring posable heads, arms, along with 1 detachable entertainment-inspired accessory. All right, so it was, and it's exclusive to GameStop. So when I went on 1 p.m. on the Thursday, the 7th of April, and I looked at GameStop, they were not listing the figure right away. So, okay, now it seems like the GameStop figures are kind of niche. Okay, they don't necessarily scream out to, you need to take me up right now by everybody. I think that they are, really meant for uber collectors who want to be completists with the figures or really big fans of certain video games or certain characters in video games. So that's great. This is where I start to draw the line when it comes to my collecting. I do like to collect a 3 3/4 inch. Regardless, I will try to find as many of those, all different ones as possible. When it comes to Black Series, I'm starting to pull back a little bit, and I think gaming grates is where I'm slowly stepping back and not trying to get everything, just because it's just too much. I don't have enough room to actually do all this. In fact, a lot of the gaming grates I haven't even taken out of the package. I've kept them boxed, maybe to get rid of someday, and sell off. But so I have some. I don't know if I'll get this one. Sometimes they don't sell well. The other thing is that how many repaints of clones and Republic Commandos and Stormtroopers and Mandalorians can one have? I mean, it's, some people say there's never enough, and that's good. You do you. But for me, I'm picking and choosing. Okay, Black Series 6-inch Princess Leia Organa from the comic book Princess Leia, which I love. I'm a big fan of them, branching out to these other areas. Again, I'm not a comic reader. I read some. I will say this. I've been reading the Halcyon comic because, those who watch the channel know I got a trip on the Halcyon Galactic Star Cruiser book, so I want to get comfortable with the whole idea and culture of the Chandrilla line Halcyon Star Cruiser. So I've been reading that comic. I started reading the Han Solo #1 that just came out recently, and I was reading the High Republic, one of the first graphic novels, trade paperbacks that came out, collecting all the comics of the first kind of round of that. So, I do enjoy comics from time to time, but I'm not fully vested in every single comic. Okay. But this is Princess Leia from a Princess Leia comic book story that came out recently. Okay, Black Series 6-inch, inspired by Star Wars Princess Leia comic book. After the destruction of Alderaan, her homeworld, Leia tries to find and protect the remaining Alderanians that are scattered across the galaxy with the help of Rebel pilot Yvonne Verlaine and R2-D2. Okay, comes with 1 entertainment-inspired accessory. That's a pretty interesting thing that, the cost of 3 3/4 inch is creeping up higher and higher, so it's getting closer and closer to what the Black Series used to cost. Okay, and the Black Series cost is creeping up and up and up and up. So I think that it's interesting that just for the amount of physical plastic in the space, with the figure, you're gonna get more. You're gonna pay more and get less. That's just the nature of it. So the little figures you can put a few more accessories in, but the big figures you have less. But the figure looks amazing. I'm really excited about it, and love seeing Leia in different outfits. Okay, and apparently the next one's a controversial one. Black Series, 6-inch Infinities Darth Vader. Some are calling, some apparently now are calling it Moon Knight Darth Vader because it's all a white Vader, white helmet, white cape, white torso, all in white. Basically, just a flipped negative of Darth Vader. So for those who don't know, this is from not a vintage comic, but this is from a comic several decades ago, from an Infinities, which is basically Lucasfilm and Star Wars and Marvel's, or I guess Dark Horse at that time, answer to the Marvel's What If, and it basically just changed one tiny little part of part of the story of New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and in one of those stories, Vader does not die at the end, and instead becomes a good guy. And spoiler alert. And the very last, almost the last panel of the comic sees him come back and join the rebels as a member of the Rebel Alliance, but he's still got to wear his mask, so he paints it all white. Now, some thought that this was ridiculous. Others thought that this was, a great what-if story, as long as it stays as a what-if story, But regardless, I loved the story. I thought the White Vader was great. There was a comic 2-pack that came out years ago. I can't remember what the other one. I think it was Leia, and it was Vader and Leia, I think, and it was the white armored Vader. So they're kind of honoring that with this Infinities by doing a 6-inch version. Okay. Now again, I know it's easy. It's a repaint. It's a Vader they already have plenty of, so it's an easy fix, an easy thing to do. So I got it. I ordered it. If you don't like it, don't get it. But for people that like it, that's great. Comes with one entertainment-inspired accessory. I'm assuming that's a lightsaber or the removable helmet. I'm not sure. Okay. Now this one, it says Hasbro, Pulse.com, and additional fan retails. I literally had, at 1 p.m., 5 different sites up. But mostly Entertainment Earth is my go-to, just because they're very flexible. They keep dibs on things. They keep giving you updates. It's pretty good. So you can make changes if you need to. All right, moving on. Okay, let's take a side tangent here. Star Wars Retro Collection 3 3/4-inch Chewbacca prototype figure. I love this. I absolutely love these things. I think they're fun. They're cute. And they are they're too I guess underproduced. And it ends up being crazy trying to acquire them. They're Target exclusives. I don't have a Target very close to me. I have to drive like at least a half an hour away to get to the closest Target. And they never seem to have them in stock. So I almost never get them. Now, I was ready. I had it. It was more like so much. It was more than getting the figure. It was more just like, it was like, I need to prove that I can, if I work hard enough, that I will get this figure, that I'll be able to get online and do it. And I was successful so far, meaning I pre-ordered it. I was successfully able to get the pre-order. I can't tell you how many times with the Obi-Wan, the Boba Fett, the Stormtrooper, the Vader, all of them. I've bought anything that I've gotten, I've had to get on eBay because I go on Target and it's like, please refresh, sold out. Target, get your act together. Come on. I mean, I love Target, but that isn't good. So, and they didn't list it right away, which stunk because, 1 o'clock came and everybody was looking and it wasn't there. So it listed at least from my vantage point, it listed a few minutes later and I was able to get it. I tried to get a second one. I tried to go in and get a second one, and every time I went for a second one, it would accept the order and then cancel the order. So I don't know if they made it that you can only do one order, period. You can order, I think what it was is that it had it set up that you can order 2 figures in one order, like quantity 2, and that's it. I ordered 1 figure, and then I thought I could order another figure in a second order when I forgot I should have gotten 2, and it wouldn't let me. So I'm assuming that's it. They only allow 1 order per login or whatever, whether you order 1 or 2. So I guess that's good, but still, But I got 1. It's all right. I don't know how these people get 6. I guess they have like multiple accounts because they want to they want to change up all of the different. Or some people, I guess, they order 10 or 15 because you can't to get all the different colors. But all right, so again, I don't mind it. I think it's cool. It's a cute gimmick. I don't mind the gimmicks like the Christmassy. Holiday themed Black Series figures. I don't mind that. I think it's fun. No big deal. All right, let's move on. Vintage Collection. Vintage Collection Gaming Greats. 3 3/4-inch Gaming Greats Shea Vizsla. Okay. So again, this is from the Star Wars The Old Republic video game, a fan favorite. Never played it, but I love the vintage collection. If it was Black Series, I don't know if I'd get it. But because it's vintage, vintage collection, and I want to get it on that card, I put the order in. I did manage to get the order in. Can be displayed 5 accessories, including an additional helmeted head. Because I think you have because she's got the long red hair that you can either put the head on with the long hair, no helmet, or just the helmet. Great. So I'm excited for that. For people that are fans of Republic Commando, or sorry. Not Republic Commando, that's the other one. Fans of the Old Republic, good for you. Good on you. And for me, love it to be part of the vintage collection. All right, another 3 3/4 inch Gaming Greats Lando Calrissian in Hawaiian shirt. Basically, final scene we see Lando in the Solo, A Star Wars Story movie, where he's got his white trousers and shoes, his white kind of cape-ish thing, and his really cool fun fact. I'm sure, this is like way, way after the fact, but fun fact, that Hawaiian shirt actually had an image on it that was essentially Ralph McQuarrie concept art for the sail barge, I think. So I thought that was a cute little Easter egg that they put in there. Well, apparently, this was something that the Star Wars Vintage Collection, Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's the game that apparently you can play as Lando dressed like this. So, awesome. Fantastic. I love the Lando figure. I don't think Lando himself from Solo came dressed in this outfit as a higher end 3 3/4 inch. We were still dealing with the 5 POA less expensive figures for Solo. So only a few of them have started to trickle out as the more points of articulation, higher end figures. I do believe we have a Lando from the yellow and black outfit, but I don't think we have this Hawaiian outfit. So very good. I don't know why they call it a Hawaiian outfit. You know what I'm talking about. It's got the shirt that a lot of people associate as a Hawaiian shirt. Done. Okay, so then here's some more. We have the 3 3/4 inch Imperial Death Trooper 4-pack. Again, I am here for the 4-packs. Keep sending us 4-packs. Okay, particularly, and I love that they did 3 kind of grunt characters and one little more, I guess, one commander of the other 3, so they have a little bit more to it. What a great way to save a little money and build up your armies. Okay, now I don't do a ton of troop building and a ton of army building, but I like to have some. So great on that, Hasbro. Okay, and including 1 captain and 6 accessories. So I'm guessing 3 of them have each. I don't know how many. Why 6? It doesn't seem to add up unless 1, 2, 3, and then the commander has, the captain has 3 of himself. I don't know. We'll see. All right, back to 3 3/4 inch. This is a vintage collection, ARC Trooper Jessie. Okay, so again from the Clone Wars, inspired from the Clone Wars. Jessie's a hard-fighting patriot who proudly wears the cog-shaped symbol of the Galactic Republic on his helmet and has a large tattoo that covers his face. Highly posable with realistic detail. All right, and includes 5 accessories. All right, so this is great. And if I'm not mistaken, the Imperial cog on his, or I should say the cog-shaped symbol from the Galactic Republic on his helmet and a tattoo that covers his face, I do believe we do see an Order 66 changeover with him. So kind of a dramatic figure. So great on a Hasbro vintage collection card. Bravo. And was able to pick that one up pre-order. Okay, I did not pick this up, but it was pretty cool. The Star Wars Black Series Trapper Wolf electronic helmet. Guys, I'm going to tell you, I am happy that they make these. I am happy that they make Black Series really well put together, $100, $150. This is retailing at $131. Helmets. Why? Simple. Because I remember back in the 90s when places like Master Replicas were making movie prop replicas like the Luke Skywalker and other characters' helmets and the Vader helmet and the Stormtrooper helmet, and they were $300, $400, $500, $800, $900 a piece, and that was just way beyond any budgetary amount that I could afford. And I think a lot of people felt the same way. These Black Series ones are very well made. Are they down to the most minute detail, like a hero version of a prop replica? No, they're not. But they're pretty darn close. And for $100 to $150, it's so much more within the budget. Now, having said that, I already have a Luke Skywalker helmet. I don't really feel like I need I mean, I didn't get the Wedge helmet. I am not getting the Trapper Wolf helmet. I don't need helmets with different deco, even though they probably say and light up and maybe say different things on them or whatever. But I haven't gone that level. So, but I'm glad that it exists. If I see it on sale somewhere, maybe I'll consider it, but not right now. All right, so good going. All right, we're going back to Black Series. Thank you for bearing with me as I go around. This is just the order that they sent them to me. Black Series 6-inch Saw Gerrera from Clone Wars, from Rogue One. Okay, it's considered a deluxe figure, so it's retailing at $33.99. I think a lot of people were kind of balking at that, saying, "Oh my God, that's like so much more expensive," and you're not getting really anything. He only comes with 2 accessories. Okay, but I think that the figure himself or itself is just a bigger, bulkier figure with more armor and more on it that is just more plastic. So that's kind of where the deluxe is coming from. And I don't believe we had this kind of a Saw Gerrera figure on the 6-inch line. So, and again, Rogue One I don't think I'm out of line saying that it's a pretty, very much a favorite among Star Wars fans from the Disney era. Speaking of which, little heads up, there will be coming up. It'll probably be after this episode drops, but go back and listen to it in the re-listen on my War of the Stars podcast I co-host with John Martali. We have an interesting topic we're going to bring up, and that is the Star Wars sale to Disney 10 years later and how it's going. And I have a lot of opinions, and anybody who knows me knows that they're going to be more positive than anything else. So just a heads up. But I would love to hear your comments. So feel free to check on that and leave comments either through on my channel here or through emailing us through the podcast and let us know what you think. All right, so that is Saw Gerrera, and that brings the end of all of the officially announced figures. Now, there were a few pipeline figures, meaning things that they showed pictures of the characters. They all seem to be emulating from mostly the Mandalorian. There is the Klatooinian, one of the Klatooinian guys, foot soldiers or whatever. I think from that. I think it's basically from they apparently released one that was part of the Walker, the ATST Walker, from that one episode, and I think they're going to just probably release it loose, or not loose, but carded. There was Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight from the last episode of second season. There's the Dark Trooper droid, okay, and I think Migs Makefield from first season. So I don't get excited about those things until I start seeing them on the card. So, but yeah, that was great news, and it was great to see that. So I was excited. I thought that, considering everything going on in the world right now, and considering everything going on with the price of everything, it does not shock me that these were the reveals we got. The only thing that I was a little disappointed on is we didn't get another HasLab, but I'm sure that's something that's in the works. But maybe they're doing a little research, seeing where the streaming services go. We have an Obi-Wan coming out. We have an Andor coming out. Maybe they're saving that for Star Wars Celebration, which is just coming up in a month. So excited about that. So anyway, that will do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this format. I would like to occasionally do this kind of a thing whenever there is a big reveal, just to kind of give you my thoughts. So I'm excited about it. I've ordered almost everything on that. The handful of things I didn't order, we'll see if a discount comes our way, which I know is not the best thing. If you want to be a collector, you should buy things, up front. But, we also have to take into account and balance out our own budgets and other expenses in our lives. And, that's just the reality of adulting in the world today. So I will, collect what I can collect, and we'll see what happens. But thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, all that jazz. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Darth Tuba, Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook, the War of the Stars podcast with John Martali. And until next time, email me at darthtuba77@gmail.com if you have any questions or comments. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.